Hi guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to day 21 of the pre-preseason training program. Now today is recovery day. I've already done my full recovery routine, including the light run, the stretching and the foam rolling. But I'm not going to show you that once again because I showed you that whole routine in day 7. So if you do want to see that, go ahead and click on the link that's on the screen right now and it will take you there so you can see exactly what I do for muscle recovery. But I am going to talk about something very important today, something that's probably one of the most important factors of being an athlete, and that is nutrition. So this is how I want you to think of nutrition. Kind of imagine yourself, you're like a car. So if you put the wrong kind of fuel in a car, it's not going to perform to its best. And the exact same thing applies as an athlete. If you're putting the wrong kind of stuff in your body, you're not going to be able to perform to your best. And in fact, it can have a detrimental effect on your performance if you're not getting the right kind of food and also the right amounts of the right kind of food. So I did go grocery shopping today, so I thought it was a perfect time to show you some of the foods that I typically eat throughout the week. And I've broken it up into different sections. So there are 3 major food groups that I want you to know about: carbohydrates, protein, and fats. Those are the 3 main sources of energy that your body is going to run on when you're playing football and other sports. So the first food group I want to talk about is carbohydrates. As an athlete, this should be taking up the majority of your diet because this is where all your energy comes from. Obviously, you're expending a lot of energy throughout training in a match, so you really need to keep those energy levels topped up, and that comes mainly from carbohydrates. So just to show you what kind of carbohydrates I eat, these are some examples. So we've got rice cakes. It's just an easy snack. Any kind of rice is really good for you. Try and stay away from white carbohydrates as much as possible, just because they're a bit more processed and less healthy for you. I really try and stick with brown carbohydrates, so a good source of that is brown rice. It's got a lot of whole grains in that as well, so really good for you. But these are what are going to sustain you. You don't want those simple carbohydrates like chocolates or snacks, things like that. You really want to get a good source of quality carbohydrate. So things like brown rice, brown pasta, these are the types of things that are going to endure your energy levels for an entire match or an entire training session. So next up is proteins. As I just mentioned, carbohydrates should take up the majority of your daily caloric intake, but proteins are also very important, and I would consider them second in your daily overall caloric intake. And that's because when you're working out and you're doing strenuous activity, you're actually putting small tears in your muscle fibers. And I know that doesn't sound good, but that's actually a very natural process in becoming stronger, in becoming faster, and becoming a better athlete. So protein actually helps you with that recovery process, speeds it up, and allows those muscle fibers to grow back even stronger. So I'm just going to show you a few protein sources that I'll have on a daily basis. The obvious source of protein is meat, so your chicken, fish, etc. I don't have any of those out on the table, but just to show you some of the things that I will have. So the first one I've got here is beans. These are refried beans. I also eat black beans, but they're a great source of protein. I also eat eggs quite regularly. I've also got peanut butter here. This is a great addition. You can add it into a lot of meals, things like the oatmeal on your toast, things like that. It's a great way to get an easy access to a good source of protein. Also something I like to have, especially on those days where I've had really strenuous training or if I've just had a good workout in the gym, I like to pack these in my backpack. So it's just a protein shake, 20 gram to 30 gram protein shake, and a 20 to 30 gram protein bar. It's just good to have it in the backpack, so immediately following the training you can get a good quality source of protein to really expedite that recovery process. So the other food group I talked about that's a major energy source is healthy fats. So a couple of examples I have for you is avocados. These are great to put on toast or in your smoothies, anything you want. They are high in calories, but they're really providing some great nutrition for you. It's just going to help with your body functioning and also your brain functioning as well. So obviously a big part of the game is your mental processing, so it's really going to help with that. Also nuts, various nuts have a good source of healthy fats in them. I like to have almonds now and again. I like to have it as a mid-afternoon snack, so I'll just grab a handful of almonds, and when I mean a handful, literally as many as I can fit in my hand as possible. But they also have good protein in them and some other good stuff as well. And last but not least, we've got fruits and vegetables. I want to talk about those separately because they are essential for anybody in general, but especially athletes. They're going to provide so many vitamins and minerals to help your body function the way it's supposed to. They're going to keep you healthy. They're going to strengthen your immune system so that you don't get sick as often, because if you're sick, you're not training and you're stunting your development as a footballer. But also they're going to provide other vitamins and minerals that are especially helpful, like calcium, keeping your bones nice and strong, vitamin K in the spinach, that also helps you keep your bones nice and strong, Obviously football is a contact sport, so you want to have as strong bones as possible. And they also provide really good energy. There's a lot of natural sugars, especially in fruits. So it's going to be much better for you to get natural sugars from things like fruits than it is getting it from sweets or chocolate and things like that. And I actually want to talk about bananas separately, just because I believe these are probably one of the most important foods that you should have in your diet as an athlete. Not only are they a great source of carbohydrate, providing great energy for you, but they also have something special in them called potassium. Basically helps you with muscle contraction. So as an athlete, when you're running, sprinting, kicking, your muscles are contracting at a very high rate. And potassium is actually going to help your muscles contract more efficiently, so you'll perform better. And finally, before I share with you exactly what I eat during the day, I want to talk briefly about hydration. And if you didn't know, for an average male, about 60% of your body is made up of water. So that just shows you how much of this stuff's in your body. And you lose it all the time when you're sweating, when you're breathing, etc. So you really need to replenish those stores. And also, water just helps with overall body function, helps with cell function, helps regulate your body temperature, helps lubricate your joints. So if you're not fully hydrated, you could actually experience some joint issues. But most importantly, if you're eating all this good quality food, your body uses water to transport all those vitamins and minerals and nutrients to the body. So it doesn't matter if you have a healthy diet, if you don't have the right amounts of water, you're not going to get all those essential nutrients from all that good food to the working areas of the body. So it's really important to stay hydrated. I have at least 4 to 5 of this size per day. This is 32 ounces. I believe I'm drinking about 3 to 4 litres. The average human should be drinking at least 2 litres per day, but as an athlete who's constantly sweating and releasing water from their body, I always try to drink 3 to 4 litres per day. And I feel that keeps me fully hydrated. Obviously got to experiment and see what works best for you, but that's just my frame of reference. Anyway, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you exactly what I eat during a day, how many calories, how many grams of each of those food groups that I showed you before, just so that you can get a rough idea. So just to show you a website that I'm using to really track my calories and all the nutrients that I'm intaking, it's called www.myfitnesspal.com. You can use whatever you want, you don't have to use this website, but this is a great tool. You can input all the foods that you're eating, you can input your height, your weight, your age, and it will tell you based on your activity level how many calories you should be getting per day and how many calories from what food groups you should be getting as well. So I've input all my information here on what I eat on a daily basis. So let's just have a look at my breakfast. So I take some oatmeal and I put a tablespoon of peanut butter in there and also drizzle some honey. So in that one meal I'm getting a lot of carbs and a lot of protein. Then with the oatmeal I like to pair it with a fruit smoothie. So in the smoothie put some frozen berries, mixed berries, a whole banana, some spinach, and then some almond milk as well. So in that smoothie you're getting plenty of natural sugars, some carbohydrates, plenty of calcium from the spinach as well, lots of really good stuff. So that's a very complete breakfast, and that ties me over for a couple of hours. And then mid-morning I like to have a handful of almonds. So as I said, just as many as I can grab in one hand. That's providing more healthy fats, more protein, and even some carbs in there as well. So a lot of good energy foods from that. Then I'll probably have my morning training session, and then when I get back from that I'll have my lunch. And for lunch I like to have 2 slices of brown toast with some eggs, more spinach mixed in with the eggs, so scrambled eggs with some spinach, and then on top of that slice up some avocado. So again, lots of good carbs from the brown toast, then we've got some good protein from the eggs, some calcium and some more nutrients from the spinach, and then on top of that the avocado, so plenty of healthy fats from that as well. So a good balanced meal. Obviously throughout this whole time I'm drinking water. So when I first wake up, because you sweat during the night, I like to have a bit more water. So I have about half a bottle right off the bat first thing when I wake up. And then I'm just sipping water throughout the whole day. You really want to keep topping up that water because you're always losing water throughout the day. So you really want to stay on top of that. Then for a mid-afternoon snack, I like to take 2 of the rice cakes, then spread some peanut butter over them, then slice some bananas on top of the peanut butter, and drizzle a little honey. So lots of good carbs, lots of good potassium in that as well, loads of good energy sources from that one meal. Then what I'll typically do is go for my evening training session, whether that's at the gym, whether that's on the pitch, whatever it might be. Then following that training session, I'll immediately have the protein bar and the protein drink, because I want to expedite that recovery process and get some good quality protein into the muscles immediately after they've been broken down during the training session. Then finally, I'm going to end my day with my evening meal, where I'm going to have some brown rice, some beans, either refried beans or black beans, any kind of legumes will do just fine. Also going to have some broccoli with that as well. So plenty of good nutrition in one meal once again. So a good rule of thumb is try and get all of these different food groups into every meal. So get some carbs, get some proteins, get some healthy fats, and get some kind of fruit and vegetable in every single meal, and you should be doing just fine. And then you want to top up your energy sources between breakfast and lunch with a little snack. Top up your sources between lunch and dinner with a snack. And if you're doing any extra training, obviously you want to get a bit of extra protein in there. A good rule of thumb for protein is however many pounds of body weight that you are, try and get a gram of protein, especially on those days where you're training very hard. So someone like myself, I'm 170 pounds, I'm going to try and get somewhere between 160 to 180 grams of protein. That's going to give me enough protein in my body to fully recover so that the next day I can train to my full capacity. So for someone like myself who trains twice a day, I need to be getting about 3,000 to 3,500 calories per day. Obviously not just any calories, trying to get it from the right food groups. So carbohydrates, proteins and healthy fats. So based on what I just told you about everything I ate during that one day, that's about 3,200 calories, which is perfect for me. And also based on this information, I should be getting about 400 grams worth of carbohydrates in order to meet the demands of my training sessions. And it's telling me that I got 393 grams worth from that food plan that I just shared with you. So I'm pretty much spot on with that, which is great. Also should be getting about 100 to 110 grams of fat in a day. And according to that, I got 135, so a little over. Obviously the avocados have a lot of healthy fats in them, but it's good nutrition, so I'm not too worried about that. And it's also saying I should be getting about 160 grams of protein. And according to this, based on that meal plan, I got 152. Obviously, again, it's roughly estimated with the beans and so forth. I'm probably putting a little bit more into my meals than an average serving. So I'm sure I'm having no problems meeting my protein requirements. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video, but before I go, I just want to make sure you guys know I'm not a nutritionist of any kind. I'm just a footballer who's experienced different nutrition plans throughout the years, and I've experimented to the point where I've found out a combination that works best for me and my performance. And these numbers that I share with you are specific for me, my height, my weight, my age, my activity level and things like that. So if you want to use myfitnesspal.com to track your own or just any other kind of fitness app, make sure you do that and tailor it to your own measurements. So put in your own height, your own weight, your own age, etc. But make sure you do your own research. There's a lot of scientific information out there, loads more than I can ever put in one video. So do your own research and find out what works best for you. But hopefully you did enjoy seeing what I eat on a daily basis and finding out a little bit more about nutrition. This is just the basic fundamentals, and I believe if you do take care of your nutrition, you're going to see some drastic improvements in your performance as well. So make sure you smash that like button if you did enjoy this video and hit that subscribe button for daily training videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow.